I'm having a bit of foot pain, and tonight I'm treating myself. So my foot is hurting across here. When I walk, it kind of feels really sore here, so I tend to put pressure on the outside of my foot. And this area is really tight, so I haven't gotten into that yet. That's a spleen meridian that travels through here. But when I was playing around with pressure points, I found a really sore area around here. Now this is interesting because that's the gallbladder meridian that passes here. Gallbladder is all about structure, decision making, going forward. And I had a feel through the upper leg. Towards the top of the lower leg there, and around the middle there. Had another tender point. This is more on the stomach meridian, and it's to do with phlegm accumulating in the body and clearing that phlegm. So I needled that, and up here I needled the point on another point on the gallbladder meridian that helps the sinews and tendons relax. So I'm just trying to get the blood flow to move, and as I left the needles to rest here, I was noticing a little bit of aching and pressure through this line here on the opposite leg. So what I did, instead of needling, I used this little probe, and it's metal. I think it's maybe silver, maybe coated silver. So what I did was found a point that felt tender, which is also a stomach point, the same as the other side. And I just help connect the current with this metal probe. We use this for kids a lot because it's another version of stimulating acupressure points, and it's less invasive than needling. So just holding to help the current through, and just sensing a little bit of aching through my knees. So I'm just going to help this energy move through. Hold this here for a bit. I love the knee points, so I might even needle them a little bit later. This is really good. If you're starting out or a practitioner, I really like this tool, so then you can kind of hold, and instead of using your fingers, you can kind of have a feel of where the point is. You can feel the valley underneath, but also it leaves a point, leaves a mark, so you know exactly where to needle. You can just swab and needle afterwards. So I'm going to take these needles out now and do a little bit of moxa. So I'm using these little dudes because you kind of push them up onto the little platform and they don't touch the skin, so there's a bit of a gap above. So when it burns down, you can still feel the warmth, but it doesn't touch your skin. You can just leave it on to cool down. So I don't mind using this from time to time, especially if it's to do with muscular pain. Okay, and usually I would use a little incense stick, but I'm at home and I don't have what I need right now, so I'm just being resourceful with what I've got. So this is beautiful moxa from Moxa House from Catherine Kato. She's got beautiful Japanese moxa for us to use. Oh no. What? Oh, possibly. So I can't actually do anything. You might set it off quicker that way.
No, you won't. I'm trying to keep it away from it.
So here they are. They're already cooling down on this side. Aaron's trying to wave the smoke away from the smoke alarm. Beautiful. Now you could do a couple of those, or 2 to 3 per point, but it's really just take the edge off those 2 meridians that are quite tight. Now moxa is really beautiful for nurturing those meridians, nourishing them, and softening the circulation through those pathways. So I'm going to wait for them to cool down and then I'll work on my arch for a couple of minutes. So this is quite tight here. This muscle, I'm not sure if you can kind of see. So if you follow the arch, so this is the arch, but if you follow it underneath, this is a kidney point, and it feels quite empty there. Kidney is kind of our foundation for all our health. Now, obviously, feeling a bit depleted, mother of 2, and this feels all quite soft and like empty without any or too much support anyway. But when I cross over here, and you can kind of see the muscle quite bulging. Now this is right through here. This is the spleen meridian that travels through here. I'm just asking for a little bit of releasing. It's really sore quite here. Quite sore there, and I'm just going to have a feel for any tender points. Got a bit of tenderness, but not too bad through here. Got a few veins going on. A little bit tender through there actually. And I'm going to have a feel. This is the kidney meridian through here, and if I move towards the bone, this is more of liver. I'm gonna move up towards the knee, just feeling quite tender around here. So this is spleen. Sorry, kidney was a little bit more towards the back and liver towards the front. So I'm feeling, what's the most tender point here? Right there. Ouch. Liver. So I'm going to needle point here. Spleen 4, and liver 5, almost on the bone, but off the bone here. Okay, so here we go, spleen 4, but then I was going to needle liver, but within myself, I feel like my spleen 6 really needed some love. It felt quite empty, and now I feel energy kind of rising to that point, a bit of achiness and referral sensation up this meridian here towards the knee, and I know my stomach will appreciate it too. My digestive organs and my yin organs taking in the fluid in the body and helping my blood quality. So these are the points that I've decided to go with for my arch. So let's have a look here. Really, there's a little bit of anticipation needling myself. And I wonder, when you needle your patients, there must be some anticipation as well as the needle goes in. Now see, this needle is quite deep. This is a 3 centimeter needle in length, and it's in quite deep, so there's a little bit, maybe just under a centimeter left. I felt like I really need to kind of search for that point in there in the arch and release it, but also just get it moving, circulate the blood through this arch, like relax. So yeah, I had a bit of anticipation whilst needling myself, and I could feel myself holding the glutes and the hips, and so I kind of had to remind myself to breathe and let go of resisting. I wonder, because of this pain, I wonder if my body's, well, it is for sure holding and compensating in different ways, and my posture's changing and the way I walk, like limping. Why am I limping? I'm avoiding the pain. So this is a beautiful point, really nourishing. So I think I will put some moxa onto those points as well and get a softer stimulation on these with moxa, just to soften the effect of acupuncture. Okay, so the moxa's finishing off on these points. It's feeling nice, and I just wanted to comment here. There's a few vessels going around, so I needed to kind of find a little area where there's not a obvious vessel. Moxa is not recommended directly on veins or big vessels like this. So just kind of beside the point that I needled. Now, when I was taking the needle out just before, and you didn't see this, but the fibers of this muscle really grabbed onto the needle, so it was really tough to get out. No pain or anything, just really holding. And potentially what I would do normally, I would leave the point in a little bit longer and or massage around the point like so, around the needle, and it just helps the muscles soften and release that area so the needle can come out smoother. Yes, so I'm starting to feel this point heating up nicely. Just a little bit of pinching now from the warmth. Like I said, the moxa is not touching my skin. It's probably a good centimeter above my skin. It is a little bit like, okay, getting warm now, but it's going to start cooling down right about. Yep, and I'm feeling it less and less. Beautiful effect of moxa, indirect moxa on these 2 points to help my foot pain. Okay, so really having good stretch. This area feels really activated and warm and kind of a little bit freer, and just noticing something. So this is very individualized to people, but so when I flex my feet, just noticing how the muscle is showing up, pulling on the shin here. So there's a little bit of tension building up and congestion through this muscle, but there's a little bit of emptiness through here underneath. So it's like a yin and yang, and kind of holding my whole leg from the knee. And now I should mention, for this I'm doing chiropractic care, network chiropractic and remedial massage, and just treating myself now, starting to combine that with the other therapies. I'm working on releasing my hips and softening my shins and softening my arches through all that work. Now, it's interesting. I'd like to bring it back to Chinese medicine and the meridian theory. And the points that I've located just by palpation, really, not really diagnosing myself in particular, but going from the areas of pain that I've got. And gallbladder, like I said, it's all about structure in life in general, but also the body, but also stomach and spleen meridians were coming up, and it's definitely areas that I am feeling unsupported within my body for different reasons. There is definitely some stagnations in around the digestive organs, and kind of lack of kind of wanting structure but lacking structure at the same time. And I can say that both within my body but also within my life. And I really like looking at how the body talks, because I definitely believe that how our body behaves, or how our body manifests symptoms, is to do with what's going on internally in ourselves. And I believe that comes from thoughts and feelings that we are having within. So, having treated the digestive meridians today along the outside of the leg, It's all about softening that overthinking and overanalyzing. And having treated the gallbladder points also on that's outside of the leg, it's more about having courage to move forward, creating a little bit more structure and organization in life. Spleen points that I've done on the inside, more about supporting the blood, and also emotionally softening that over worrying and overthinking as well. So like we digest our food, we also digest our thoughts. So I trust that already I have a lot more, feel like I have a lot more range. It'll be interesting to see how it feels when I'm walking, because that's when I notice it most. But I think this is the type of treatment that I can repeat. And also, I think next time I'll show you the points that I do on the knees and the therapy that I use, the points that I use, and approach that I use to support my knees as well. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's my first video that I've done sharing a treatment on myself. So I hope you enjoyed. And sorry you can't see my face. I can't seem to turn the camera the other way. See you next time.